Hiya peeps, Emma here. Today we take a look at the very first season of Potatoheim, where we build a village on top of a Draugr village. This is a team that I have seen a lot more recently, and I thought it was the perfect timing to go over the first Draugr bar probably ever in Valheim. As you can see, we've got a lovely Draugr right here, and as you can see, we have a body pile right here. It was my first celebration stream that I did on Twitch, and by accident, a couple of draugrs spawned on top of the spawner that is right in this box. I had boxed everything off and I thought everything was spawn safe. But all of a sudden, one of these draugrs popped up on the spawner, and I, being a little bit drunk, didn't know what to do with it, so I just put half walls all around it and said, I'll deal with this later. And I never had to. Apparently, draugrs cannot attack half walls. They have a very specific area in which they can attack, and as long as it's not an archer, they seem stuck. So ever since then, we have Hank and Gus right here, a 1-star Draugr and a Draugr Elite. I mean, just look how perfect they are. We have a basement right here where we keep all the additional draugrs from the spawners that we don't use. As long as they are in proximity to the Draugr spawner, they will not spawn new ones. So if these ones were to escape for whatever reason and they get far enough away from the spawners upstairs, new draugrs will spawn, probably not on top of the tower because they are quite, they're happy there, they're not going anywhere. But we have of course the Draugr spawner right there in the bar, and also this one that I wanted to make like a compost heap. I thought it was a cool idea to integrate this Draugr spawner as a... I am really in love with farms. I think that's clear by now. I really love farming, and I thought it was a cool way to create some kind of composting heap with this spawner. But yeah, you need to keep those draugrs. You can still see them under the ground. You need to keep them close, because otherwise they're gonna spawn again. This of course is the restaurant and the Draugr bar. I've made quite a couple of shots in this base. Let's just remove this bed that I put here because, well, I did die here a couple of times. Oh, and yeah, look. Oh, I can still remember the first IKEAheim episodes where I made a Draugr bar, and as you can see, this section right here, ooh, the structural support is not very good, but you need to go from the ceiling down, and then they cannot attack it. Steve cannot touch it. And I really like making windows that you can jump through. So there you go. You can just jump through the window even though there is a door right next to it. This is just a tiny little house that I use for the plant everything items that I put here. I love plant everything, and what makes it even better is that you can plant a whole bunch of red mushrooms and then you can just make cool little places like this. It looks like a fairyland to me. I've got this kind of experimental crazy build right here. And then we've got some other builds. This was my nugget in this village. And this is one of the first times I also made a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Under the mountains. Secret, 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 secret tunnel. Yeah. Man, I love that song. Oh yeah, look! My very first attempt to a computer! Oh my goodness. Also a really cool trick. If you put all the colors of torches together, orange, blue and green, you create a white light. Look how cool. That's the portal hub right there. You've got those round stones that you can find in the wild as well. That was right next to the Draugr village. So I thought, let's have a look and make something up there. It's basically a giant pumpkin. We all know that I also love to build giant pumpkins, and I love to use flags to make it easier to see which portal goes where. Now we've got this house, was also an experiment. It was a storage house that I made. I now know that I need to store my items just a little bit differently. You know what, I'm actually quite happy with the result of it. And of course, drop-off boxes. Always love to use drop-off boxes. What I loved about this design as well is that the storage is kind of sunken into the ground, so the house is not super big. You might have seen it already, but yeah, farmland everywhere, lots of onions, some grass patches with lots of flowers to expand the village if needed. This house right here was made for new people that might join the server later on. It was kind of an experiment. I hadn't built a lot with stone yet, and I thought this was a pretty cool way to get used to it. And now there's Graustein even, which is even, it adds even more snap points. You kind of have to get used to it. So if you ever feel like stone and Graustein, it feels like a lot, just experiment with it. It's you know what, it's a journey. Just enjoy it. That's the most important part. And then we've got, where is it? Oh, the sauna, of course. This is the sauna, because underneath there is fireplaces, and I thought, you know what, we can create something fun with that. And I love how you can go from this build onto the wall. Just look how cool that is. The wall goes all the way around the base. No, not just the base, around the whole village. Absolutely impressive. This building is one of my absolute favorites as well. I have so many favorites, to be honest. This build kind of has longhouse feelings as well, adding a couple of extra window thingies right there. I just love experimenting with that too. And I used this place for some shots on my search videos as well, so got lots of boxes everywhere. Yes, I made these with the cart. I didn't spawn any of them in because I didn't find the ID for the item, so I made them all myself. It is very, very easy to do. But I love the fact that this place is so open and that the smelters are integrated in this. You also have all these lovely portals right here that are right next to the smelters. Got a couple more shots that I took here. This base just always keeps on growing just a little bit more when I make shots for videos, and I love that a lot. This was the place where I went to cut wood. So I just had a portal to a random spot in the meadows where I could go cut wood. And when I came out of there, I could just plop everything right here in a storage area for wood and stone and core wood. I loved that kind of system, but there's many ways to farm wood. Be sure to check out my video. It's from quite a while ago, but still quite relevant. This base was one of my first villages on my Patreon. I am so glad I got so many lovely community members to join me in this project. This village took a long time to make. The place where there is now a Draugr bar used to be empty for such a long time because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to make a Draugr farm, and it became a Draugr bar because it just felt right, and I hadn't really seen anything like that before. And that's when it all started. Me taming creatures, using creatures that you're not supposed to tame in Valheim as a kind of an object, a decoration piece in your builds. And don't worry, they are treated fairly. They get coins, they get foods, they get drinks. It's such a cool thing to make it look like they live in that section as well, or that they are part of the village. Is a Draugr bar something you would like to try out yourself? Let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to check out my video from yesterday. I do Valheim Science on Twitch every Tuesday, and I made a video about all the items that give you shelter in Valheim, so be sure to definitely check it out. I'm posting all the way until Christmas, so be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and have a lovely rest of your day. Daghe.